This is part 2 of a 3-part series looking at the Sentencing Foundation that just launched their website on December 1. And we were present for the event and interviewed several individuals. We will pick up from where we left off yesterday, speaking with attorney Be Humble Esquire. Welcome back to the Neoliberal Round podcast, and we have an amazing and stately gentleman who is here at the launch of the Sentencing Foundation website.
Okay.
Welcome to the show, sir.
Well, why, thank you very much.
And what is your involvement?
Well, I'm a criminal defense attorney.
Oh, finally, we haven't spoken with any attorneys.
In the city of Philadelphia.
Yeah.
And I came across Judge Sawyer when she was a new judge.
Yes.
And at first, I wasn't sure of what the direction was that she was taking. But over time, I started to realize that this was potentially one of the first judges who wanted to institute change through policy and understood the potency of judicial power and use of discretion in a way that she is trying to formulate a new system that could change the paradigm of crime and punishment. And crime and punishment has often been used as an excuse to just punish people for mistakes they made in their life, whether or not it's their first one, second one, or third one, without an understanding of their certain socioeconomic circumstances that promote the continued behavior. Judge Sawyer is the first political figure, first person with power that decided to use her power with integrity and not deny the truth behind the reason she ran for to be a judge in the first place. And I think that is absolutely incredible, and that's why I'm here. I'm here to support a new understanding of how to rehabilitate individuals without the word rehabilitation really being used. People just need opportunity and need someone who cares.
And that's what this is about, providing opportunities.
And that's what this is about. And this will change America potentially, if everybody understands this. If we change this paradigm, we can actually really make America what everybody believes it is. Well, we can change what the myth about America is into reality.
Yes.
That's it.
Wow. And what's your name, sir?
Brian Humble.
Brian?
Humble.
Brian Humble. And if people want to get a hold of you, where do they go to?
I would hand you a card.
Oh, yes, sir.
And provide that information there.
Be Humble. And guys, Be Humble Law. And here is a guy that's supporting this kind of initiative. So, you guys got to get a hold of him if ever you need an attorney. Be Humble Law. Brian F. Humble Esquire, 1313 Ray Street. And it is Bumble Law.
Be Humble.
Oh, Be Humble. Oh, I was saying Bumble, but B-H-U-M-B.
Bumble. We don't want Bumble.
The Jamaican word, you might.
Well, that's my wife over there. Where'd she go?
Oh, yeah, we saw and we spoke with her earlier. And amazing, you have an amazing woman behind this amazing man.
She makes me who I am.
And he's a Jamaican, and he's married to a beautiful Jamaican woman. BeHumbleLaw@gmail.com. His office, 215-600-1218. And he's located at 1313 Ray Street in Philadelphia. Thank you so much. Thank you, sir. Keep it. I see you. Welcome back. I am Ronaldo McKenzie, and of course, this is the Neoliberal Round podcast series looking at the Sentencing Foundation and their launch, which they recently had, but the launch of their foundation. And we had part 1 of the series yesterday. This is part 2. In fact, we had a bonus, which is in video, and then we have part 1, which is in audio with added comments and so on and so forth. Where we featured Suavo Gonzalez, the executive director and the director of operations, and provided some commentary. Today is part 2, and we started out by showcasing, we carried the interview or the comments from Be Humble Esquire, which was quite powerful, and we will continue to hear the conversations and the interviews we had with several others. This particular episode, we have about 9 other persons who participated, who we interviewed and we got comments from, and it was quite revealing because there are several young people, 22 years old, 18 years old, 19 years old, who work at the foundation providing internship. And so we spoke with some of those individuals. We went back and spoke with the executive director about this particular program, the internship component. Because when we think about resources, we're not just thinking about funding. We're thinking about your time. What can you do as an attorney or as a student or as a professional to provide support to this particular program? So we interviewed some of those individuals. We interviewed also other persons who work at the Sentencing Foundation. And so coming up next is the conversations we had with those individuals. And towards the end, I provide a final commentary. This is the Neoliberal Round podcast. Welcome back to the Neoliberal Round podcast. I have an amazing woman, a lady. What's your name?
Christina.
And tell me, yes, let's sit and talk. And this is an audio podcast. We do video sometimes, but this one is going to be audio. But welcome to the Neoliberal Round podcast.
Thank you.
And you were telling me a little bit about what you do and how it is that you and your participation or involvement here at this launch.
Well, actually, I work with people that are coming home from the system and they need to be placed into training or employment opportunities that are going to benefit them. I've been impacted as well, and I have someone who's incarcerated serving a life sentence.
Okay. So and how has all of this? How is all of that putting things into perspective for you in terms of?
Well, I think for me, I would have to kind of tell you a little bit about my story so that you can have a better understanding. Yeah. So what I do is I basically advocate for second chances. I've been impacted at the age of 7. My stepfather, he was murdered.
Yes.
2 people were convicted during that time. One was over the age of 18. There was another individual that was under the age of 17. Mm-hmm. I mean, under the age of 18, he was 17 at the time. Yeah. And then a few months later, my father and my uncle, they were killed in a double homicide. So
how are you able? You are an amazing woman. You're strong. How are you able to overcome? And people want to hear that story. How are you able to move on from so much tragedy and death?
I think for me personally, it's from the environment that I live in. A lot of times we're just surviving. So, I'm just like one of those people that keeps on moving because I'm impacted by it. I see it. I see the cycles. I see the generational cycles. I see the violence.
Yes.
And I'm from an urban community, so it's hard to not look at like the things that are taking place that are just affecting the environment of that community and not say, okay, this is causing a lot of the issues, especially when it comes to the violence, people getting incarcerated, the lack of education, the lack of stability, the lack of education.
Yes.
All of that plays a part in those communities, even with the mental health and the drugs.
That is true. And I write a lot about that. In fact, I'm writing a second book. And I talk about what's happening in Kensington. I talk about the opioid crisis. I talk about poverty, income inequality, and how that plays a role in the high crime and violence in society and uncertainty and so on. But you are doing something about it. And the fact that you are here is testimony of what can be done and how people are coming together. Tell me a little bit about
Well, what I'm doing is I'm talking about mass incarceration. I'm talking about being impacted, but also the fact that I gave empathy to someone that was also coming home.
Yeah.
Because they were coming home during the youth resentencing bill.
Yes.
And I have someone that I'm fighting for that's also incarcerated serving life.
Okay.
And I had a family member that was serving life. So although, we kind of want to stay in a mindset of like not forgiving people, we also have to realize that, the majority of people that are incarcerated and prison are the percentage is blacks and Hispanics.
Yes.
And it also lets me know there's a problem taking place in these communities.
Yes. And tell me, what is your biggest takeaway from all of this? What have you learned? How have you grown as an individual?
I think for me it's having empathy.
Okay.
I remember going back to court because we had to give impact statements on like this young man coming home. He was like 17 when he went to prison. He spent 28 years in prison. And then now he was coming home as a man.
Right.
And I had to think about the fact that I'm also a mother. I've seen people that are young men being raised in a community where there's no fathers, there's single parent households, and how easily, because of the culture, you can be manipulated to go into these bad situations because that's all you see in your environment. It becomes a cycle. They're trying to survive too. They're trying to make money to take care of their families, but at the same time I had to realize he wasn't a kid anymore. He was a man, and if he didn't have a role model or he didn't have stability in his household or direction to say, okay, maybe you need to do this or you need to do that or have that support, I couldn't really understand like why he would think that what he was doing was bad because he was trying to live. So I think for me, also having someone that's incarcerated serving a life sentence. I know what it feels like being on the end of that and wanting your loved one to come home. And I feel like when we put people in prison, it's like we disconnect the communities too instead of linking them back together. And another thing that I want to address is like the OVA, the Office of Victims Advocacy too, doesn't really work hard enough to kind of like help people with their grief. So a lot of times, people are being reconsidered for maybe parole or coming home, and opposed to like getting those families prepared or having some type of resources available, or even just kind of an assessment or just information about that person who's been in prison who has been trying to work on themselves when they've been oppressed, and they're not really providing enough assistance or rehabilitation for them while they're in there. I think it would be good to have that information for those families, but also, just to kind of like see that this person has kind of progressed and they're not the same 17-year-old, 16-year-old that went to prison and has been there now as a man.
Yes. Thank you so much. And has there been any pushback? Because, you talk about... there are those people who do not believe that people change. There are people who might believe that once you commit a crime, you just need to be locked up and throw away the key. There should be no second chances.
Yeah, I think that for me, it depends on the situation. It depends on the person. And not everybody's gonna forgive.
Right.
A lot of people are not gonna have empathy for someone else because you got to think about the fact that they're still grieving, and when you have somebody that is no longer in your life, that's a lot of things that you're missing out on as well.
Right.
So I think that it really depends on the person.
I have a question, and it might sound I'm being a devil's advocate, but I'm not. But because people might have this question. People might say, as it relates to the Sentencing Foundation, what we're trying, second chance. And I worked in re-entry program with It Takes a Village before doing re-entry. I was director for the re-entry program with It Takes a Village. But people might say, what about the victims? This particular program does not take into consideration
or it's an affront to people who are victims of crimes and violence, and people who are victims, they need help and so on and so forth. Still, and they're not getting the kind of help from society. But we are throwing our help towards people who have offended. What do you have to say to people like that who might have comments like that?
I think that sometimes it depends on the victims that they're representing.
Okay.
They're not representing victims that can relate on both ends of the spectrum either. Because a lot of times, even with me, I'm a part of different groups, right? So you hear like mothers, they may have lost their kid to someone that they knew in that community, and then at the same time, they're also saying like, damn, you know, I kind of like, I had a kid that may have committed a crime and I want him to come home and everything. So, or they had someone incarcerated. I mean, it depends on the victim. It depends on like what they're seeing in their community, how they've been affected. Do they have someone incarcerated? Have they ever experienced those things? Because I think that when you see it full circle, you realize things from a different perspective. But, you know, I can't speak on everyone else, but we also got to consider like, who do we blame? Do we blame society? Do we blame the people that are in legislation?
Oh wow, like, you're taking it deeper and big. You're looking at, you know, you're looking at philosophical and socio-economic issues that cause people to do. But this is quite interesting. But one of the most important thing, another important thing you've said, is a matter of perspective, putting ourselves in other people's shoes. And people have a tendency to look at what is immediately in front of them, and so they can't, until they are faced with a situation, another situation.
Definitely.
So you want people to go beyond their comfort zone, go beyond, look at things on all sides, and then they'll be able to appreciate what you are doing here.
I also think that they should also consider, like, where were these individuals at prior to getting to prison?
Nice.
I think that's really important.
Yes.
To kind of look at the backstories, because nobody really talks about that.
Yes.
We just kind of look at what are they convicted for, and it's like a bias automatically because you're looking at a foul.
Okay.
You're not looking at the person and keeping them centered, like what happened that got them to that point.
This is deep. This is amazing. I'm here talking with, remind me of your name, Justina?
No, Christina.
Christina, and if people want to get a hold of you, because you are doing a very important job here in Philadelphia, you are helping to provide resources and information as it relates to how people can get a second chance.
Definitely.
How can people reach out to you?
They can email me.
And what's your email?
They can email me at chrisangel82@yahoo.com.
Chris Angel with a C.
CHRISANGEL82@yahoo.com.
Yahoo.com. Reach out to her. Amazing woman.
Thank you.
A lot of powerful story who is very optimistic and positive. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Take care.
You too.
This is the Neoliberal Realm Podcast. We'll be right back after these messages. It's an audio podcast. I am Renaud. Welcome back to the Neoliberal Realm Podcast. And we are here with Ariel Anderson. And tell me, what's your involvement in this launch?
I am the secretary for the Honorable Judge Stephanie Sawyer. So I'm her secretary, so I'm doing a lot of the behind the scenes work.
Yes, but what was it like putting all this together?
It was a lot. It was definitely overwhelming, but the purpose is deeper than the overwhelming. So it was great. It was definitely a lot, but it was definitely worth it.
I see that you're a young lady, and a lot of young people are involved. This is really great, man.
Yes.
This is really good.
Yes, I'm only 22.
Yeah.
I just graduated from Kutztown University in May.
Congrats.
Major in political science with a minor in criminal justice. I'm currently studying for the LSATs, and I plan on attending law school in August.
Yes.
So yes, that's where we are right now. We have a bunch of interns. We're always looking for interns, no matter the age, high schoolers, middle schoolers, college students, law students. We're always looking for interns. More hands on deck, the better.
Yes. Okay, great. And what is it that you want to do when you're finished?
Okay. So
I know you're already working, but you're interning right now?
No, I'm not an attorney. So I'm going to law school in August. So my career aspiration is to be a criminal defense attorney.
Yes. If you could change anything in Philadelphia, what would it be?
If I could change anything in Philadelphia, I would change the school system.
Why would you say, why the school?
I say the schools because that's where it starts. It starts with the young mind, you know. So kids are like sponges. So we could catch the children early.
Wow.
Yeah.
This young lady is an amazing, I tell you, the young people have an idea as to what needs to happen in order to bring about change.
Yeah.
And you're doing the work already by being here and getting people together and helping to organize the event. That is really good. I want to thank you so much.
Yes. Thank you.
And I wish you all the yes. You are welcome and thank you. And that was Ariel Henderson.
Yes.
And please contribute to the program here.
Yes, contribute to the program, the citizenfoundation.org. Press that button and donate if you want to move the needle on mass incarceration.
Thank you so much.
Problem.
We're back with Chakra. There's one more thing. I was looking through the binder. I didn't get a chance. I noticed you guys have you also have internship program?
We absolutely do.
Tell me the programs you have with the Senate. I thought you guys were just raising funds to give research, but you have internship
Absolutely not. We have 12 interns right now working for us.
Okay, and I interviewed 2 of them just now.
So obviously, with it being a nonprofit, we are trying to get all hands on deck.
Yes.
So we have individuals who love to actually, donate their time and volunteer their time. And most of them are pre-law students. So that's the good thing about it, right?
Yes.
Most of them are in college and they're pre-med. Some of them are working at the courts already, and they're interning through the courts. So a lot of them have donated their time. So that's what we're doing. So we're working with any volunteer, any person who wants to intern.
Wow, that is nice. What? And I know you have a binder with a program overview and what are outside of any other service that we should know about?
So that whole binder, typically,
Fine, just looking for some money to give you.
Oh, okay. She all right? She coming back? Yeah. So the reason. Hold on. Can you pause that real quick?
Yes.
Judge. So the binders that we put together, those are the binders that we're giving to judges who are participating in this program.
Yes. So you also have judges.
That's the whole point. We want as many judges to participate in this program because think about it. Philadelphia has 212 judges. Yes. Just Philadelphia itself. I'm talking criminal, family court, civil, all of it. So if you've got one judge that is participating in this and you got 211 that are not, yes, we're making a dent, but we want it greater. So we're getting judges to participate, which is why we have several judges here tonight.
Yes, you have quite a few judges. And what's the buy-in so far? Has there been any pushback?
No, the binder already has partners in there that has already agreed to work with our foundation.
So judges are on board?
Yes.
What about the police districts and other?
That's what we're working on.
Okay.
And our whole vision is to have this a national program. We're trying to get as many judges across the United States to participate in this. Yes. Not just the ones in Philadelphia.
Okay.
So that is what the binder is.
Nice. Guys, this is a serious program that's geared toward helping people in society.
Absolutely.
This is major. We will continue to follow the program and the success of it because we believe it's necessary and we are going to throw our support behind this program. We will continue to promote this program and get you guys to contribute to the Sentencing Foundation and what they're doing here in Philadelphia and what they hope to do in the world. This is Ronaldo McKenzie. We are going to be signing off the Neoliberal Round podcast. Walk good. I am Ronaldo McKenzie with Jeff Brandt, who is also right here at the launch of the Sentencing Foundation. Welcome to the show. The Neoliberal Round podcast is ranked 4 globally in terms of news commentary. And I see, Jeff, what brings you to this event?
Well, certainly friendship, but I also lead 3 graduate programs in public and population health. So this is, if we think about community health, this is really critical. And then Judge Sawyer and I have an opportunity to talk about possibilities, collaboration, and then also having an opportunity to talk about my students that want to make a difference in here, how they can come in, intern, whatever it would be.
Right, yes.
Whatever it would be.
So this is great.
But this is important. This is really, really important when you think about the community.
And in terms of the students that it's a graduate school. What's the name of the school?
So the school is Philadelphia College of Osteopathic Medicine.
Okay,
and
I know that
lead
school.
3 graduate programs in organization development, leadership, and most of the leaders are public health.
Yes. Are they how interested or involved in terms of students and graduate programs having programs like this? In terms of that reduces recidivism, and how involved in terms of careers are students going in fields like this?
Especially those students that want to make a difference.
Yes.
If we look at the number of programs, if we look at the sector, health and human services, public health, population health, that's the field that's expanding.
That is true. That is true.
It is expanding. It's a great opportunity for people to engage.
Right.
And then if they want to think about at multiple levels, how they can make a difference individually, how they can connect with a group, and then how they can connect with the community. Because I believe in that whole idea, leading with impact. That's what Judge Sawyer is doing, leading with impact.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
And I hope and I wish you all the best as you get involved. And I hope we can get in touch and talk about how more people can get involved in things like this.
Yeah, I'll look forward to it.
Yes.
So Ronaldo.
Welcome back to the Neoliberal Realm Podcast. We are live at the Sentencing Foundation website launch, and we are talking with some of the employees. And your name is?
Argelis
and
Ashley.
And Ashley, what do you do at the Sentencing Foundation?
So me and Ashley are a part of Judge Sawyer's interns. So we're like her interns.
What is it like as young people interning for a judge?
For me personally, it's really life-changing. I think it exposed me to a network that I don't have access to because of where I come from, if I'm being honest.
Yes, and for you?
It's been a privilege to see a judge treat people like human beings and just be part of like a change.
And you guys are young. You guys are over 21?
Yeah, 22.
Oh.
21.
Oh, okay. I thought you guys were younger than. Okay, that's fine. Now tell me, did you guys vote in the last election?
Yes.
Yes, I did.
And what is it that concerns you guys the most? And you guys are working for a judge, but what is it that concerns you the most as young people in Philadelphia working for a judge? What is it, and what are the changes you want to see happen in society?
For me personally, I believe in making the world a better place for Black and brown people. So I really think that when I think about Philadelphia and its future, I just think of a better way of life, a better pay. So we definitely need to up the living wage, emphasis on that.
Yes.
Because right now it's $7.25, and the cost of living here is extremely expensive. We are really struggling. We are really, really struggling. Yes. So I really think that that's important for me. Just making life easier for people that look like me.
What is it you want to become?
Now I'm looking into law school, so I think that might be the route for me.
Just change your mind. Judge Sawyer has made an impression.
Has she? She has.
And for you, what about you? What is it you want? What is it you hope to achieve? Or what is it you want to change in society? What is it you want to do?
I also want to be a lawyer.
Okay, all right.
And I just want to make the world a safer place to everybody. I think there's a lot of inequality and racism present, and I just want everybody to feel safe and treated like human beings.
Okay, based on what you said, you want everybody to feel safe. This program, this launch, this Sentencing Foundation, do you think this program will help in terms of keeping people and the community safe?
Yes, it will. Yes. It will ensure people's safety and people feel like they're validated and they're seen.
Yes. And for you?
For me, I agree. It's literally life-changing. You're using the community that these people are from to rehabilitate them. So I think that works incredibly, and I think that she has proven many times in her courtroom that it works, and that this is the way to go.
All right, yeah. Thank you so much. Well, here we are talking with Argelis and Ashley here at the Neoliberal Realm Podcast. Beautiful young ladies Thank you so much. Take care. Hello, Your Honor.
What's going on, bud?
I'm good. I'm Ronaldo. I'm the host of the Neoliberal Round podcast.
Okay.
But I was also in your courtroom before I retired from case management.
How was I? A lot of people are scared of me in the courtroom.
Yeah, but you are thorough. You are thorough, man.
I try to do my job, and
Yes, sir.
I care.
Yes,
and
sir.
People don't realize I'm
Yes,
tough,
sir.
but I care.
Yeah, man. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And so what do you hope to? Here it is that you have in the launch of a sentencing foundation.
Mm-hmm.
This is judges doing something, and usually they think that judge only just throw people in jail or something. I mean, what is it? What it is that you guys hope to achieve, and what's your involvement here?
Listen, my involvement here is a little bit different from a lot of the other judges.
Yes.
You know, this is more on the criminal side. I'm not on the criminal
Right,
side.
that is true. Yes.
That being said, as a judge, I think it's important for the community to
Yes, sir.
understand that you give a damn and that you're
Yes.
paying attention to what's going on across
Yes,
the board.
yes.
When one of my colleagues is doing something that helps the community, it's
Yes,
important
sir.
for me to be here to support her.
Yes.
Though I don't do that and that doesn't impact what I do,
Yes.
the fact that the judicial community is here because it impacts the community of Philadelphia,
Mm-hmm.
and it's important for that reason, makes it important. And as a result, I'm here.
Yes, and we are here talking with an honorable judge. I have been in this courtroom before while I was the case manager at Bethana, DHS, and the like. So I know you, sir. And can you remind us of your name?
Judge Dane Gray.
Judge, and this is an audio podcast. It will be edited and so on. But thank you so much, and hopefully we can get to talk to you about child, youth, and family services in the city.
Anytime.
But just a quick word in terms of what's going on in terms of case management and what is it that the city hope to achieve?
With respect to the DHS side?
Yes.
That's all right.
I don't know, that's not why we are here, but sometimes this feeds into this.
As a result of COVID, right now we have a ton of children that are not being serviced the way they need. Their needs aren't being met. They're in need, in desperate need. And unfortunately, as a result of COVID, we don't even know who they are anymore. So right now we need to find out exactly what the status is of the children in Philadelphia and begin to provide them and their families the services to help them and to keep those families together. You know, unfortunately, people are under the misimpression that DHS has the intent to break up families.
Yes.
The intent is to keep these families together and to work with these kids and to make sure these kids don't go to the other side and that these families continue to stay together and these parents do what they need to do.
Yes.
And sometimes you have to be hard on parents in order to effectuate that result. But you need to understand that when you do and when you help families and when you help children, it doesn't help that family, it doesn't just help that child, it helps the entirety of Philadelphia.
Yes.
It helps our neighborhoods. And the goal is to make our neighborhoods feel safe because this is a community. And until we start acting like a community, we're going to act as individuals. And we can't do that anymore.
Yes, Your Honor. And this is the Honorable Judge
Dane Gray.
Dane Gray. Thank you so much. And guys, we hope to have him on the show soon. We will have him. We'll reach out to you, sir.
Whenever you want.
Ronaldo McKenzie, the Neoliberal Round podcast. I give you my card.
No, I'm going to give you my card.
Yes. Oh, because I know you're hard to reach out.
I did it for
not here tonight, but he'd be really great to
Welcome to another episode of the Neoliberal Round podcast. I am here at the Sentencing Foundation. I have an awesome gentleman here. We are actually at the food bar having light drinks. How are you, sir? Welcome. I'm Ronaldo. Welcome to the Neoliberal Round podcast, and we are at the launch of this great. I don't know why are you here at the Sentencing Foundation today? At the launch, at this web launch.
I'm on the board.
Oh, okay. And your name, sir? George. George, what's that?
George Flowers.
George Flowers. Welcome. I'm Ronaldo. I'm the host of the Neoliberal Round podcast. Oh, and we have Judge Sawyer coming over. We did interview Judge Sawyer about this event a month ago. So we knew about this. And what is it that you hope to achieve from this event?
I think it's basically, I think what we want to do is increase awareness of the organization and start to build a platform of support.
Oh, nice. And so far, what have you guys been doing so far? Because this is the web launch. You guys have done something else before.
Well, I mean, Judge Sawyer spent a lot of time developing this approach, and I think that everybody's looking forward to seeing it get more widely adopted and to grow and evolve, as we see how effective it can be.
Okay, thank you so much. And you talk about effect. Do you think this is going to do a lot in terms of minimizing mass incarceration, reducing recidivism? Oh,
I certainly hope so.
Yes.
How are you, Your Honor?
Great.
Hi. It's good to see you again. Yes, and.
Huh? It's beautiful.
The next time is going to be in the fall.
Okay.
It's going to be that fall. It's going to be in the spring. So it's Coco Chanel.
Chanel. That's what I thought. Okay. Yeah.
Hi. How are you? Good to see you. I know you saw me promoting your stuff on Twitter and stuff.
I stay off of social media.
Oh, okay.
Yes,
we spend a lot of time doing that.
Greatly. I think I'll take a glass of wine.
Yes. And we have with us the Honorable Judge Sawyer, who is one of the persons who is leading this charge. Welcome. Yes.
We're ready to start the program.
Okay, we're getting ready to start, guys.
I'm doing terrific.
So I wanted to just say, like I said earlier.
Just to add, we have several polls running regarding this particular issue on the Spotify platform, also on Twitter. If you go to Ronaldo McKenzie, or if you go to our Reddit page, the neoliberal Reddit page, we have a poll. But this particular episode, we have a poll. We asked the question: do you support the work of the Sentencing Foundation and resource-based sentencing and supervision? And you have several options. One option is yes. Another option, no. Or yes and no, as it may make crime, it may make crime attractive as a way to access resources. It may make crime attractive as it provides a way to access resources. So we need to update that. So these are the options again. One, yes, or second one is no. So let's look at the question. Do you support the work of the Sentencing Foundation and resource-based sentencing and supervision? These are the choices. One, yes. The second option, no. Third option, yes and no, as it may make crime attractive as a way to access resources. And fifth, I am not sure, as I need more information or other. And we are running that now, and it ends on the 7th of December at 6 p.m. So please participate in that poll and let us know your response. Thank you for listening to the episode and to part 2 of the series, looking at the Sentencing Foundation and their launch and this awareness about the program, the resource-based sentencing and supervision. Tomorrow we will continue, and tomorrow we'll pick up from where we left off today. But tomorrow we have a very interesting story. Rashida Blackwell is also an ex-offender who now has a successful re-entry program. I think she has 2 or 3 in Philadelphia, where she helps ex-convicts who are coming onto the system to re-enter society. So we actually have a video recording of that particular, of her presentation, and we wrap up the show tomorrow. But this is the Neoliberal Round podcast, and let me just provide some closing comments for the show today. What we will do is we will table the comments, because I think we have been with you for over 45 minutes. So we will continue with this particular series tomorrow, and the final comments or the commentary that I have that I wanted was to share with you today, we'll table that until tomorrow, and we will include the final comments that I will provide for this show into tomorrow. This is the Neoliberal Room podcast. Please share the show with your friends and support us by going to anchor.fm/theneoliberal/support, and you can provide a donation. And also check out our book, Neoliberalism, Globalization, Income Inequality, Poverty, and Resistance, which is available in all platforms worldwide. And I have a second book coming out, Neoliberal Globalization Reconsidered. That book promises to be quite provocative, quite interesting. It also deconstructs history, critiques philosophy. And I can't wait to begin to delve into that book with you guys. And I will be teaching at Jamaica Theological Seminary next year, January, Caribbean Thought, where some of these very concepts that I talk about in Neoliberalism Book 1 and Book 2, I will talk about that, and we will carry excerpts of the lecture on the podcast here for you guys. Thank you so much for supporting us over the months that we have been broadcasting. And we are ranking very well, and we continue to grow. There's so much more that we can do in terms of providing cleaner shows for you. That's what we want to do. We want to do much more. There's much more we want to do. But it's a work in progress, and with limited financing, we continue to grow and to develop and to overcome the odds to ensure that we're making popular what was the monopoly as we serve the world today to solve tomorrow's challenges. Visit us at www.theneoliberal.com or RinaldoCMcKenzie.com. Walk good.